All right. So we're just getting situated here, doing a quick mic test. Okay. So this is our very first Twitch stream here at the Columbus College of Art and Design. My name is Professor Keegan here for the Game Art and Design program here that we're developing. And I am so excited to be presenting the outcome projects for the Anim Lab of Fall 2019, hosted here in our very own animation program. So to start us off, let me try and get that microphone situated. And I'm going to lower that mic a little bit. Actually, let me do a real quick test with the folks watching currently. If I can get a read on the microphone levels, how are we sounding? Are we sounding okay? You see here. We got anybody? Good? Lovely. And again, I apologize. I'll try not to get too close to the microphone here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're sort of doing this for the first time, so this is a really exciting moment for us because we've got some very amazing students who have been working all semester on their very first team game project. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually have us go around the room and have each of our amazing artists introduce themselves, even though their names are listed there, state their what they're studying and what their role was on the team. So we'll start here.
I'm Mystique, and I was in charge of some models, some 2D elements, some textures, and just helping out with the game mechanics itself. And yeah, hand it over to...
And just imagine that there's a room full of people and that you can see them.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm the director of this project, so I was the one that came up with this idea. With the project, I mostly did more of the environment models as well as some of the coding within the game.
All right.
Okay, hi, this is Kunyu Zhang. I'm a senior animation. I'm in charge with the illustration and the tiling and some of the character design and environment design.
I'm Maggie Schubman. I was the art director and did the character concept art for the game. And I'm studying animation and hoping to get more into video game work.
All right. So, and as you can hear and not yet see, we have a wide range of talent that contributed different skill sets across the board, and that's what's really cool about working across both animation and game is that many folks wear many hats. And so what we hope to show you is just what goes into making something that we can play and enjoy. So I'm going to switch us on over to our gameplay screen here. And so again, keep provide a little bit of patience with us as we're kind of troubleshooting some of these things. You know, technical difficulties may occur, but we will be sure to make sure that things run as smooth as they can. So what I'm going to actually go ahead and do is hand the control on over to Mystique or Maggie or whoever wants to come over here and do the first playthrough with the most recent version, is my understanding, of Ghoul Scout. Actually, I think if you wouldn't mind, Maggie, to speak a little bit about, or maybe even Jen, to speak a little bit about like what inspired Ghoul Scout and kind of give us like a brief little walkthrough, and then we can do some play sessions. All right, so I'm gonna sort of pipe that on over here and go for it.
All right, Jen, since this is your baby, you explain it.
Well, I don't know exactly where it came out of. It's just more of, I came up with the character of this little Grim Reaper, and then from there I kind of just delved into this idea. Coming up with names was a little interesting. When I finally found the name, I was like, I gotta stick with it, come up with something really cool with it. And so we decided to go on a game about a Grim Reaper in training who is tasked to go around and collect ghosts in the scene. So what you see right now is a little bit of the game. In the scene, there are actually 20 ghosts you have to find, and it can be hidden in some of the pumpkins and stuff. So you can use the environment, like you can climb up in the trees or jump on the rocks to catch all the ghosts that you need. So yeah.
Come here, Ghosty. Why you run away from me?
So we have Maggie playing right now. She used to do Twitch a lot, so she's like our expert here. But yeah, when I started this project, I was really proud of like Maggie was like so fast. Like here's like character designs, just super professional, and then we had just so many cool environments, and we jumped on the game white box really fast too. So we had a good start on that.
Actually, when we first started creating this game, it wasn't going to be in a forest. It was going to be like a haunted mansion. But then I think around like halfway through, we decided to change it completely because
Wasn't it like
time.
modeling issue too?
Modeling issues and time. So with all the assets, we had a lot of like more environmental, like trees and rocks and stuff. So we just went with that. The huge house that we wanted to create, we didn't have enough time to do. So we just used what we had, and we got something really cool out of it.
So we're getting a lot of feedback on how rad the game's looking. We have some folks that really enjoy the color scheme. Do our 2D folks want to talk a little bit about like what your thinking was behind the colors and how you guys worked as a team with identifying what like your style guide was going to be, or what inspired you to kind of move in that direction with color? Because I know Maggie, early on, you were really excited about the color scheme.
Well, the color scheme, especially like for the ghosts, I got a lot of inspiration from Luigi's Mansion and how the ghosts in that game are very bright colored, and like you can tell. Oh, I'm on the edge of the map. And they would match with their setting, and so with some of the concept art that I did of the ghost characters, I wanted them to like be a little fun and playful as like with Nintendo with their games. Color-wise, I just like bright colors and it's cute, and like who doesn't like spooky cuteness? Because I do. Wait, where are you going? Oh, he's over there. Yeah, that's like that's really all about it, and I really enjoyed Vesper. I thought it'd be really cute because I haven't done a cutesy character in a while. I'm just like, I want to do this. This is so cute.
Wow, you're really good at multitasking, because I couldn't play like the game and like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, at any point in time you guys want me to epically fail at the game while you talk about the amazing production of it, we can swap around and I can give it a run.
I mean, these ghosties are like doing 180s on me.
So
They're trying to
So Jen, you said that there is 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the moment, there isn't like a victory screen yet, but I'm working on that.
Is there any more?
They're in there somewhere. You can check the pumpkins. Maybe start smashing.
Oh yeah, I forgot you could
can
break
smash the
pumpkins.
I'm so proud of the pumpkins.
There you
It's
are.
so
Come here.
Yeah,
So
so
where did this idea? So speak a little bit about that idea of the sort of smashing mechanic and so forth. So talk a little bit about that as a team. When was that decision made?
I think we had a conversation of like around Halloween we wanted to do like for the stream doing like a pumpkin smashing event, so it's just like instead of making a mess in real life we could just do it in the game.
Yeah. It took a while to actually figure out how to get that effect, but with it happening, it's just very satisfying to see.
Right. Break all the pumpkins. I'm gonna smash every pumpkin until I find them all.
I gotta say, Jen's like a really good director because she's kind of like a powerhouse. Like she's like, okay, I want this thing, and you'll just come in the next day and like this magical pumpkin thing like appeared, and we're like, whoa, that's so cool.
Yeah, I was ecstatic when I saw you could
Yeah.
smash the pumpkin and it goes into pieces.
So can we look forward to another version of the title where there'll be a tremendous amount of pumpkins at which we can smash?
Yes,
at a,
yes.
Okay.
We originally wanted to do that.
But yeah, this game was super fun to work on. I think like some of the hard parts were just like keeping motivation. Like I think like waking up at 8 a.m. and like coming here.
Tired. Ghosty boy, come back. Let me hug you.
So that's a really great thing to think about. So, like, what were some of the? Oh, that's a great question. So, Son of Cornelian is asking if you mentioned Luigi's Mansion. So, what other games do you all enjoy playing and replaying? We want to kind of go around and have everyone kind of share. I don't need to share, but how about have all of you go around and talk about some games that you like to play, replay?
Well, for me,
Thanks, by the way.
Yeah, for me, since I play a lot of video games when I can in my spare time, going back to like the whole color palette thing, that's the end of the map too. It was with color palette, I enjoyed the game Jet Set Radio for the original Xbox, or Jet Set Radio Future specifically, because it was always done with bright colors on certain levels, and it was really unique. Other games I like to play is like Skyrim and Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, and all like the other stuff. Ooh, hello, Ghosty, come here.
How about you, Mystique?
Oh, I don't know. I think like video games when I was younger, just like Pokemon. I used to play Heroes of Might with my dad. What else? I played a lot of Harvest Moon, just like a lot of cute, fun, like adorable girly games. I love those.
Well, that's another game I spent so much time playing was Stardew Valley when that came out.
I want to play that. That looks really cute.
And you, Jen, do you have any secret?
Well, I mean, personally, I don't play many games, but I guess like Nintendo is usually what I go for. I do enjoy Mario Kart.
Well, that's a good one.
Mario Kart's always fun.
The friendship killer, one of the many friendship killers of Nintendo.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I play games a lot, so both PC games, video games, and also the games on the in the phone. So like now the time like this week I played the Monster Hunters a lot because the new version, the new DLC is coming out on the PC. So yeah.
Very cool. We have another question from the Baxters. I wonder who that is. So, Becca wants to know, what's one thing you've all learned from the process about making games or playing games that you didn't know before? So let's go around and sort of... yeah, I love it. Like, yeah, let me share this.
I think one thing to know is how much time and effort goes into making a game. You don't really realize that when you're playing it, but when you're actually making the game, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, you get a new appreciation. Like, I bet like before making games, I was just like one small little like glitch. I'm like, horrible. Oh. And then, like,
Awful, bad
like,
game, worst game
now
ever.
It's like all the hard work that went into this, like every game. Like, I feel for these people.
That is wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
But also, it goes to show how much is actually here in front of us as we're watching, how much work across for folks that had like a little bit of experience, but for the most part, we're relatively new to game creation. And to take on a 3D title nonetheless, quite a bit. How about you, Maggie?
Yeah, like it gave me a lot of appreciation for,
This tree.
as I tried to climb the tree. Especially with games, AAA titles, like, that takes years to make, like, Grand Theft Auto 5 and stuff like that, and how much detail they put into it, it really adds a lot. Like, it adds more of my love for doing gaming and I want to continue doing it.
People seem to really, by the way, enjoy when you get to those higher points of view. And they enjoy that view.
I'm looking for pumpkins.
Yeah, there's one more, right?
Where?
It is hard. Like once you like lose a bunch of them. When you're trying to find that last one, it gets really hard.
Between the four of us, do we want to like see who gets the best?
The best
Folks
one.
are really enjoying the animations. So we can give you all a sneak peek preview of where the animations come from for fun. If you'd like to see that, we do have the ability to boot that up and kind of show you a little behind the scenes if folks would be interested. And actually, if we were going to do that, I wanted to field another question from, let me see here, sorry.
Keep running into
Jesse. Wait, stop. 90, okay. Have you ever thought of adding the third attacking animation instead of 2 attacking?
Yeah, we didn't get too far into thinking about like attack animations, but that would be really nice to have like a third
Or action, sorry.
action. Oh yeah.
So just like a different way to swing that sai, right? Or like kind of like to have a bit more weight in the swing.
Wombo combo.
But yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
actually, I can
edge
do
of the
that
map.
up if you all would like to show some of the fun little animations. So we'll, who would like to talk a little bit about that process as I wired up over here?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun just like putting our Vesper rig. It was like our child and like just like breakdancing, and we're like, this is so fun. You just put it in, and really the animations, we just tweak it to our characters and make sure that it looks correct with what we're working with.
So what are you using to get that rig to?
I think like we played a little in Maya, but then for the rest of it, we just kind of did it.
There's 20 ghosts in the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone asked us, like, they saw a counter, and just like, how many ghosts are in the game? And I'm just like, I think there's 20? I can't find the last one.
I hope there's 20. Unless
Maybe we have to reload her.
Perhaps. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty here. That never happens. So I'm going to do my best to improvise. So, Mystique, you were talking about kind of playing around with different animations.
Yeah,
and
it
so
was
you
so
went
fun.
from Maya to, what was your sort of pipeline process? Like the step by
Really,
step?
we just brought it into Mixamo for the rig.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
So what's Mixamo? That's where what is Mixamo? What is it?
I didn't hear about it until this class.
yeah, actually, I learned it from Liz here, and it's just a really nice auto rigging kind of tool online with Adobe. If you have an Adobe account and you want to see how your model moves, this is a good way to put your model in and just get it rigged and see it in motion. Right now, ours is not doing it.
Right now, OBS is not happy with Mixamo. Or Mixamo, I'm not sure the official. I'm sure
I think
Adobe
it's a
will.
tomato.
Tomato, okay. We can we can certainly work around that, right? Okay. Well,
You don't get to see Vesper dance, sadly.
you can imagine if you were to imagine samba dancing Vesper. We can. So this is kind of a neat little because again, you could have a whole semester-long project on animating a character for games, and in addition to that, you have to get those animations working with the actual controller. So what allows the character to kind of move around in the space. It's a tedious process, but an effective one that takes a bit of time. And what's nice about tools like Mixamo or Mixamo is that students can focus on the design of the character and then use this tool to really get a feel for fluid animations that work well in a 3D space, but also in a game context. So it's a really neat tool, and I try to shamelessly promote it in all of my pipeline classes because it gets folks to bring their character to life in many awesome ways very quickly. So that's Mixamo. I swear this is not a promotion for Adobe Mixamo, but I did think it'd be kind of cool to show folks. I'm going to switch back on over, and you guys can take the lead here. Let me get rid of that one, and then we will go back to that. Okay.
But this project really felt like a work environment. Like we were going felt like we're doing our 9 to 5 kind of thing, and like
Yeah, it was definitely a job, and
yeah,
it's a job I enjoy.
like I don't know, we were kind of in the morning rushing here, like, and then making sure everything was set for the day and just checking up every once in a while. I think another big thing is that like sometimes we just go off of like our original course and we'd have to get back together and be like, yeah, no, we're like
Going a little off track
Yeah.
here.
So that's kind of how our style guide became more concrete, is that like we kind of had an idea in the beginning, but then later on I think we like kind of forgot about it, and then like we realized a lot of our assets like were kind of they looked really nice and they somewhat followed the style guide, but they kind of didn't look
They didn't
correct
match.
together. Yeah, so we got together and we had to fix all that. So there's a lot of like team building that goes along here.
So much pumpkin guts. Where's the other pumpkin? Jen, you did too well hiding this last pumpkin.
I know.
I'm starting to
As it should
question
be.
there are 20. Because I could have sworn I counted 20.
Hey, look!
Looking for nothing.
Look! A first game thing. It's a floating tree! I love finding this stuff.
Oh, you can walk through it.
Oh, there's no collider. Ooh.
Can you guys speak a little bit about the sort of the 2D side of things, of what went on for creating 2D elements to be placed onto 3D, and what was it like to switch from doing things that are like flat in 2D to working in a 3D environment?
There was a lot of communication between
Yeah.
the four of us.
Yeah.
Um,
I was new to texturing on 3D models, so this was a whole new experience for me. But I had fun.
yeah.
Yeah, we didn't
Could
go
you speak more about that process, Maggie? The texturing, like 2D?
Both Octo and I worked on texturing the trees and rocks and Vesper themselves. Well, actually, no. Who did the texture on Vesper? Yeah. But back to like the texturing of like the environment. We tried like different ways of how to do it. I think the ground we did tile texture, and for like the trees we just had like the UV. Yeah, it's called UV,
Yeah, it's
right?
called UV.
Tell us what UV stands for.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah, so, and we just pulled the UVs out from Maya and did them into like either Photoshop, or I use Clip Studio, but you can still do it with Photoshop files. And yeah, I enjoyed doing more of the UV painting than tiles, because I had issues with tearing on that one, making sure it looked nice. Anything you want to put in, Naoko, about the texturing?
Someone seems
Well,
to be very
yeah.
intrigued by the floating tree, by the way.
I'll have to fix that later.
Oh, that's
glad
one
we
of my
found
friends,
it.
actually. Nephew Dean is one of my friends that I told to be like, hey, streaming, come see the game. Humble plug.
Thank you for having us. Sorry, can you read? Were you adding to the 2D?
Oh well, it's for me. It's also the first time to do that. At first, like it's really confused me.
I'm sorry.
Like, I don't know how to use it. Like first time we tried to use I forgot what
Substance?
Yeah, Substance Painter.
Yeah.
That, I don't,
That's what,
it did not
it's so
like
hard for
me.
me. So yeah.
tried
Then we changed to use the UV.
Yeah, the
put
UV
the
thing.
UV to the Photoshop. Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely like an experiment. We went through a couple different like pipelines or just like different
Okay, thanks, Tree.
processes to get through that to see what we wanted our final to look like.
Case the tree.
And
I keep going in circles because I'm trying to find this pumpkin. Oh, wait, is this another floating tree?
maybe there's only 19.
Oh, it's outside of the boundaries.
Jennifer was secretly like crying because all her trees are floating. She's like, no.
Well, I mean, I didn't like manually place them, so
Oh yeah, that's true.
the poly paint tool in Unity makes it so much easier. So,
Do you want to talk about that process a little bit, Jen?
so polybank tool allowed us to like manipulate the ground, so that's how we got like height detail on the ground. It used to be really flat, and then it allowed you to paint on the models you've created, so you don't have to manually lay them out. I guess I've never really used Unity before, so it was really fun to do that.
No, that's just a bunch of pumpkin guts. Dang it.
I gotta say, I did the pipeline class before, and working on a team was much better.
Oh yeah, it's
like you're not alone in your mind anymore, and you're just not looking at code over and over again. You just have people
tearing
to
your
like,
hair out.
hey, does this look okay? And they could be like, no, that looks horrible.
Waiting.
Spoiler alert, no one said anything.
Everyone's super nice. I feel like very lucky. Everyone seems like super nice in school generally.
Can't find this
Still doubting
pumpkin.
myself. Did I really miscount? I don't know.
You're just making her go for effort.
So a question that I have, I'm thinking about sort of watching the progression over the semester. So what would you all do, let's set like a two-part question. So what would you all do with like one more week? Or
At the
one
pumpkin
more
level?
month? So if you had one more month, actually
One
let's just
more
go with a
month?
month. What would you do?
Secret mansion. And
Yeah,
pumpkin
the
smashing.
pumpkin level and maybe the mansion. That would have been nice.
We had like a huge scope, and we were just like huge scope.
Never happens.
I don't think there's
I
a
don't
pumpkin
know,
in
like
here.
the
I
way
can't
it turned
find
out
it.
super well.
I can't find the pumpkin.
What would you have done, so if coming back to the next project, or say that you were to come back to this project after some time, or maybe over break, what would you do differently?
Well, I think for one thing, like a big chunk of this was like figuring out what works, and a lot of it didn't. So now that we do know what works, I think a lot of that time would have been taken out already. So you probably on that side, like just knowing is half the battle, I guess.
Thank you,
But
Neffy, for trying to
I
help
don't
me
know,
find this
that's what you
pumpkin.
guys do.
Poor Maggie.
My friend is trying to help me find the
I was looking
pumpkin.
at the screen and I was like, oh, it's been sitting at 19 for...
It's driving me nuts.
So whose idea was to incorporate both like the timer and the count, right? Because that introduces an interesting mechanic to an otherwise kind of like open-ended hide and seek game.
Actually, initially we wanted to do a game of hide and seek, but with a timer, with not so much counting up, but counting down. So like you have a limited amount of time to find things, but didn't necessarily know how to do that.
So now we shame our player and say, well, it's taking you this much time.
Yeah, I know. I'm blind. It's
Timers are
fine.
fun.
Yeah, that was like a last minute addition. But yeah, I did want to have a counter just so you know how many ghosts you would have. It would have been nice to like have some way to show like instead of having just 19, maybe like 19 out of 20 found. Maybe I'll have to put that in.
That would drive me even more crazy because I'm just like, where is it?
You guys want to play?
Yeah, we could probably like restart it and
Could
then
restart it.
see how
Although-
fast people can get through finding all the ghosts.
So the UI for the restart is a little bit different because I haven't finished it yet. But
Is it? Well, it won't.
if you hit escape, it should show up. So yeah, that's what it looks like. It's like what
Restart?
the game kit came with. I just changed the colors, but eventually we'll have something custom there.
Won't break, will it?
No, we fixed it. We fixed it.
Okay, cool. Someone else
Only what
play.
she's intended.
Oh,
I can give it a shot if you guys want to.
Yes.
All right.
You can do faster finding ghosts than me.
Oh, I don't know about that. Okay. All right, everyone. This is the first preview you will ever have of Professor K failing at her students' titles.
At least it's not a platform.
Yeah, at least it's not a jumping platformer, which jumping platformers I am awful at. That is now on the internet for the internet to know. Here we go. All right, buddy. We're good. We're off to a good start here. I wonder if jumping will get me closer to...
Space to jump.
I heard if you lean in, you'll move faster. That's worked for me at Mario Kart, so...
when you turn with the controller as well when you're playing, turn forward.
All right,
turn
here we
back.
go. Yeah, if I pick the mouse up and then move it really far, guaranteed success. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna keep the pumpkins for now. I know those are hiding little ghosties, so we'll try to find all the ones that are floating about.
I feel that it's the best strategy. Just leave the pumpkins for last.
I know what's in there. I know what's in the pumpkins.
I think one thing I remember like playtesting this once, trying to find it becomes like, I don't know what the word is, but like you just become so like addicted to finding everything. You just don't want to
it's
stop.
that completionist in you trying to find everything.
Yeah.
Come here.
Come here, Ghosty.
All right. We're doing pretty good here. We're scouring the forest.
I think our team's pretty strong, but we all have this common quality where we're very soft-spoken.
Yeah,
Yes.
And we're like, oh, let's go
Please
first
give
on
us more-
Monday for some reason.
It's
Please
like
give us more questions, please.
We also have the models to show too.
Oh yeah, we have
We
our
have
models.
the
in.
concept art and the models to show off. 'Cause
All
there
right.
are a couple models that wasn't put in the game, or was it just the one?
oh, we're good.
There's a
Sorry.
couple models, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you would like to do that, I can concede my run.
I mean,
Ugh.
we're doing pretty solid.
I'm doing pretty good here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty awesome at this game.
Them ghosts, they'll try and juke you real good.
They're, they don't got moves like me.
You're actually doing pretty good.
Look at my what?
11 out of
Some of the funniest glitches in the game. Well,
What happened?
one of them
There's no
later
vet-
on at the end, Jen was messing with the gravity, I think, in the build, and made all the pumpkins float. That was hilarious.
Oh, that was so funny. You just open up the build and all
And
the
all
pumpkins
just
just floated into
floated
space. I think another thing is when we were doing the white box and trying to get that flea mechanic to work, sometimes the ghost would glitch and just fly all over the place when it like hit the wall or something.
Now, one of the things that I'm noticing, and this is part of just having a chance to see things unfold, but I really love the sigh and sort of but I don't get to see it enough. It's kind of a bummer. It's like I would love to, and I think we spoke about that earlier. It's just having the sigh kind of like somehow in the model or something. Yeah, because there's so much love and care taken there, and it would be great to see that. Okay, pumpkins.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Time to kill some pumpkins.
Oh no, we're just capturing them. There's no murder here. Only hiding and seeking. No violence. Except for the pumpkins. They're kind of having a rough go.
Only the pumpkins were harmed in the creation of this game.
Many pumpkins, many pies are made in the playing of Ghoul Scout. I'll tell you what, I feel like the time ran out for the poor little ghosties that are cut out in the forest. They're hiding not so great. See this guy right here? I don't know, buddy. He's like, time ran out. I couldn't get behind the tree. I don't know.
You didn't count down long enough.
Yeah. So soft-spoken, I didn't know that you were seeking. All right. All right, well, what I'll do, I'm going to capture one more. I'm going to destroy this pumpkin here. All right, I'm going to do a mid-jump swing. Here it comes.
Do the trick
Wait,
shots.
I'll do it. Hold on.
You gotta do it off the tree.
I'm gonna jump from the tree at the highest possible peak.
Do some trick shots.
I'm gonna do a triple kickflip. My mouse speed is not high enough for me to do a 360 no scope.
That's a good question. If you
Yeah.
guys could have any musical artist to make a theme for Ghoul Scout, who would you pick? Oh man.
Maybe 90s Halloween music.
Specifically 90s Halloween music. Well put, Mystique.
The specific artists, I would say like I can't remember. Clara Depere, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She did the music for Child of Light, and I love that album so much. It's so pretty. And I think it would be fun to have like a very cute and melodic thing for her, especially in like the Haunted Mansion level. Would have been that. That would have been cool.
All right. So I'm gonna be kind, and I will. You want me to boot up Maya?
But it also would be funny. It also be funny to hear like Backstreet Boys.
Everybody, find the pumpkin. There's 20 in the scene. All right. All
Oh,
right.
that'd be interesting. Skateboarding around catching ghosts. That's a spin-off. We'll do that.
If we had more time, it would have been really cool if we had like Vesper try on different hats. Like you can find hats in
that would.
scene.
That'd be like another collectible
Yeah,
out of the
like
game.
collectibles.
All right. I'm
Customize your
gonna switch
hat.
over to Maya for y'all.
Okay, I'm just gonna do this because I'm a weirdo. It looks nicer this way. All right.
Oh, before we get started, we have a question from Frosted Mango. Does the Reaper have a name?
Oh,
And is there any lore story behind it that isn't in the game?
Oh, that's
We
true.
forgot
There is
to
a lot
say
of lore
that.
behind this.
The
Great
little
question, by the way, Frosted. Thank you.
the little Reaper's name is Vesper. We figured that out in early development. What else lore-wise is there, Jen?
Well, initially it's supposed to be a Grim Reaper in training, and it's like the child of the Grim Reaper.
Which we have concept art for him too. We actually was going to put him in the game,
That'd be
but we never
cool.
did.
And initially what would have been cool is if we had like a tutorial level where you would see the Grim Reaper showing Vesper how to collect ghosts and stuff, which would be really cool. And so as a Ghoul Scout, kind of like a Girl Scout or Ghoul Scout.
Play on words.
Haha, clever artists.
Making them puns.
Puns never happen in games, by the way. Never.
Never.
Give me a second, folks. I'm actually booting up the concept art, so give us a little bit more behind the scenes here. We're kind of improvising as we go, so thank you for your and great questions, by the way, folks. We really appreciate that. These hardworking artists love to talk about their process, and we love to hear about it. So let me see here. As I figure out OBS.
Tony Hawk.
Yes. Fantastic.
Oh, someone said John Williams. Oh, John Williams would be cool too.
Okay, let's bring in this
Maybe like
here.
do like just random epic music from like Game of Thrones or something.
Okay. Pretty sure we don't have the. Oh, goodness me, I don't want to put my sign in here. Oh, yikes. I'll hide that one. Whoops.
I didn't log in.
Don't know why that was popping up there. Totally know what I'm doing over here, folks. It's all good. Just give me a second. Here, in the meantime, we will.
Just enjoy the nice like black.
There we go. We'll just put that on for now.
Oh yeah.
Lovely. We do love Vesper's idle animations. Windows are in my way.
Sassy.
So sassy. Can't. Here we go. Okay.
Is there any sound effects?
There are sound effects.
but is there a way to like put them? 'Cause
Oh, is it not picking up the sound?
Apparently. There's actually music and sound effects. So there's like a music track that we
Woo! I'm making a face right now, and it's whoops.
It's okay. I think.
Yeah, there is stuff. There's music and stuff playing.
All right, let's continue. Can you hear that? There is something going on the desktop audio, and see if that's coming through. Well, that's a big blooper on my end. Sorry. You're not on the thing. Sorry, we're just trying to get the concept art in running. We were having a little bit of. Oh, apologies for that.
We're in a very echoey room.
Yeah.
I think yeah, I guess we could talk about while she's doing some login stuff.
I guess it would count as a non-binary.
Non-binary, yes. Whatever you want. Vesper. I love you. I feel like working on a team, a big thing is that our motivation levels were very different. Like, some of us would be like, let's do this, and other we'd be like, oh, but it's like Thanksgiving. So, I think like a lot of us, like, it helped that we were different motivation levels because like some of us would just like feel like grinding work and we just like help each other out, you know?
Sorry, I'm motioning. So we figured out how to do the internet and also OBS together. So success. And now we've got some concept art. So if you wanted to, you can press that little button there and it'll move through.
Well, this is Ghoul Scout. This is the Grim Reaper for Vesper, Grim Reaper Dad. I didn't do this design. This was done by Octo. So, and I thought it was pretty cool. I really wish we could have added him into the game.
Actually, that gives me thinking too, kind of showing the different concept art. What's one of the biggest challenges getting like artists of different styles to kind of like figure out something that works for everybody and everyone can get behind and go into that. And that's a tricky thing to do in a team, but you guys do really well bringing that all together. Can you speak a little bit about that?
It was a lot of talking. But eventually we did find like a style that we could both easily do together, and it would make it more cohesive. That was one of the ghosts that was not put into the game. It was also
Ghosts too, but never put in the game.
Yeah. We got to model this one, but we never got it in. We're so sad.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
This would have been the ghost that you would get for smashing pumpkins.
Yeah, we have it modeled and everything.
And the story behind the Happy Girl Ghost one. We talked about having a ghost that would actually try to attack you when you find it, and it would look like this, and then if you tried to hit it or something, she would be very angry, but I did not get to do the angry version, I don't think.
Again, our scope was very big.
And here is Vesper with a cloak, and that I had fun drawing Vesper with the cloak. I just like characters. It's so much fun. I find it enjoyable.
Which is why we decided not to have a cloak.
Yeah. Did you change the dress in the
Yeah, I think because color-wise,
Oh, yeah.
it made it pop a little bit.
Yeah, because like in the concept art it's gray, and then in the actual game it's purple, I think. I just now remember that. Oh yeah, the dress is a different color in the game. That's it actually. I think we
We'll pull that up. So we've got a little bit more time. We can pull up the 3D. And thank you for sharing that with us, Maggie.
You're welcome.
Great. Close that down. So
Is the game still playing music?
it might be. I can mute that.
I mean, it's just background noise, it's fine.
I'll go ahead and mute the music there so we can hear folks a little bit better. Yeah, again, apologies for the echo on the, my microphone is almost too good in that it captures everything. So I will work on that for the next go around. Okay, so let's bring up Maya here and hide the game. All right, there you have it.
Pumpkin ghost here.
This is that ghost that never got in the game, but it was super fun to make.
This doesn't have a free topology, does it? So this is all made, well, the ghost here was made in ZBrush. So like a lot of geometry on this guy.
I feel bad because like I added
optimized.
So no way could it go into the game.
Wow, look at that. If anybody wants to try to guess how many polys that is.
Oh, there's a way to look at it. Hang on. If I don't remember. Do you remember? Do you remember how to make the show like
Sure.
poly count? I always forget.
That is under a lesson display. You go to display
Okay. Yes.
at the top next to window
Oh, th-
and modify. I'm going to do this through the screen over here.
oh, this.
Click on that.
Okay. Wow.
Sorry, little.
That's the actual number right there.
How many?
Like 47,000 faces.
Oh, that's nice. Ship it.
Yeah.
It will be a game with one ghost. We'll run at 4 frames per second.
Do you want to talk about the retopology process? Because I don't know if everybody would know what that is exactly.
Oh, actually, that's a great point. Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about retopo?
Definitely, it's just really a you make a low poly kind of character version of your model, and you kind of help me out here. It's to help, like, obviously make it easier on the computer, but you use your original high poly model and you kind of like bake the like smoke and mirrors kind of deal, like you kind of bake fake topology on it, if that makes sense, with the original model. So basically, yeah, retopology is just getting a lower poly model.
So basically, you would model this in ZBrush if you were doing a character, and you could bring it into Mile and kind of remodeling it again, but you have a template to work with. So it's a long process, and the whole point is to limit how many faces are on the model.
We have a very hilarious statement by Rich Bassi, who said, and my apologies if I butchered that, you should have a ghost with the face of a Pomeranian, and that ghost should eat everybody's food. And I think that's an exceptional idea, given that there are bits and pieces of pumpkin everywhere, and that we would need a way to be rid of that.
That could be a little ally for Vesper. That'd be cute.
So fantastic suggestion.
That's my dad.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he always makes us.
Hi, Jen's dad.
Hello.
We had a Pomeranian at one point.
Fantastic suggestion.
He loved to eat everything.
Oh,
Like, if
really?
you dropped something, he would go after it.
Oh, that sounds like my dog, and he's a Chihuahua.
I'm a Pomeranian mixed chihuahua.
All right.
Yeah, my dog's.
What is going on with this? Oh, okay, never mind. It's just the camera.
The camera's being
So how many models total for the first version?
I think like the version right now, or like the white box.
Oh no, I messed it up.
The final version.
I don't know.
Why is it doing that?
We were able to like.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We were able to like duplicate and just like optimize what we could with the environment models too. So I think that's a big part of game development, like being able to use as many assets as you can, like over and over again.
Sure.
So that one tree is only seen once, whereas trees like these are like seen multiple times. You probably
And
noticed.
just rotated.
And
How many
rotated.
models?
So that's your like what we would call that in the game art process is that sort of that modular design, and in a sense of that something that can be repeated, scaled, rotated, and so forth in such a way that still looks unique. It still adds some visual diversity to the scene. When you all were making these props, were you thinking about how the player would interact with them by any means? So was that a part of your process? Go ahead.
Definitely with the pumpkins.
Yeah,
Pumpkin's one
yes.
thing. And I actually didn't know at first if they would be able to climb the trees until we put it into the game. Then we saw that they were able to, so that was pretty cool. I know there are some other models that we created, but we don't have here. I know we created a little well, which would be really cool if Vesper could jump into it. It's like a portal, but didn't have time for that.
So maybe tag that onto the, if we had an extra month,
Yeah.
we would
Would
add
there be teleportation systems?
and a Pomeranian ghost. How about, so like how long would it take, like let's imagine just like one asset, so the pumpkin, like how long would it take to move from the concept of to the final version of?
Some things took a little longer.
Yeah.
Others, I feel like
Took a couple class sessions.
Yeah, some of them took a while.
Yeah, I can hear you if you're far away from the mic.
but yeah, I really think it depends on the asset itself. Pumpkin itself was just like the game mechanic for Jen, if you want to
Yeah.
talk about it.
So the way I had to model the pumpkin for it to explode was basically having two separate pumpkins, but one of them having like separate pieces so it could explode. So like this model right here wouldn't be able to do that since they're not separated. Yeah. So that one,
And so you had to break it down piece by piece? Or
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know there's like a way to do it in Maya. I've tried, but every time I've done it, it always failed. I don't really know much about like that portion of Maya. I only know much the modeling at this point. But so I just manually just made pieces out of the pumpkin, which was kind of
Fell
tedious,
together, fell apart really nicely.
but that was actually a lot of fun to do. And then trying to figure out how to exactly make it look like that. So like basically what it's doing is when the scythe comes in, it makes the regular pumpkin model disappear and has the pieces appear in its place. And because they're all separated, they kind of just fall over, which is pretty cool.
Fly off into different places.
Yeah. Yeah, when it exploded, I was like, well, that's interesting. I thought it would just fall, but
It like
it explodes. I was like, all right. And people really enjoyed it when we first had like the white box and people were playing with it. People really enjoyed that mechanic, so we just kept it.
Do you by all have the Psy loaded up?
oh, that would be nice.
I don't have it here, I don't think.
Okay.
I keep making hand gestures because I think like someone can see me, but no one can.
There is, I think, a concept of the side, right?
Should be on Google Drive.
Wow.
I closed it. Sorry.
Because I know there's environment concepts as well that
I done goofed.
Taco did.
I goofed.
It wasn't all just me that did concept art. I just did most of the character stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Octo was on it. Like we were like, oh, can you do like an environment in like 20 minutes? Like here's
like,
this masterpiece.
bam,
We're like,
here
oh my
we go.
goodness.
And again, that's the really cool thing about playing to the strengths of your team, where you get these really surprising. Let me see if that'll actually. Oh, good old OBS.
Thank you.
Thank you for not loading. Hold on, I might be able to get this to do something. Might be able to. Hold on. No, hold on. Oh. Well, you were holding on before, but now you're definitely holding on. Oh, here we go. Got.
Oh yeah, that's
Look
the
at
initial.
this.
No, that's the
That was
original
the-
art.
That was the
That's like a screenshot because I didn't.
That was also inspiration for the ghosts as well, because some of them look different. I'm like, oh, let's make them all look different.
So there's the one.
Oh yeah, that's like a version of the mansion that we came up with.
You kind of click on out of here. Let's see if we got. And then we'll pull up the. I really dig the sort of Psy.
So when I was the one that modeled this side, so I basically just followed everything that there except for the ribbon.
Yeah, that was just a fun thing I added, just to add a pop of color in there.
I really wish you could see her because Jen just did a really good job modeling this. Like put it on the back or maybe like hold it in Vesper's hand, you know?
Oh, maybe if I swing enough times. Nope. All right, I'm sure that's not annoying to listen to as I'm clicking rapidly next to the microphone. Sorry.
Is the clicking ASMR good for everyone?
Sorry about
Oh,
that.
those trees were just inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Those aren't our. That's not.
They're
our
just
stuff.
in the wrong folder.
I
Yeah, it's
see.
in the wrong folder.
Sorry, folks. Inspiration.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
that was
like
some
the
of the.
first environment for
Yeah.
that was
The layout for the mansion at
Yeah.
first.
our
Yeah.
white box actually.
Sort of thinking about top-down views and.
We also did tombstones
Yeah,
as
this is like the first thing
experiment.
Octo like sent out, and I was like, whoa, that is so cool.
Yeah,
Like, he did it like in 20 minutes.
So how important would you say that it is to kind of go through various like points of view and like sort of rendering different like visuals for the team? Like how important do you think that is and why?
Like just different outcomes, like different ways the game can go. Is that what you mean?
Like different
Or
styles.
different styles, or even just sort of thinking about like perspective, like just putting yourself in that space and having like each artist kind of do their own, like show their own sort of perspective or how they visualize something.
I think that is very important because there's a lot of ways that I didn't expect the game to go, and like people brought it up. It's like, oh, that's so cool, you know.
I remember in the early like beginning part that we were talking about the POV of how the player was going to see the character in the level itself. It was like a pseudo 2D mixed with 3D
That's a
thing.
big discussion.
Yeah, that was a really long discussion.
The best ones.
So yeah, initially this was going to be a 2D, 3D hybrid game, but then we decided to do it on 3D only because figuring that out seemed really difficult for all of us.
It was like, at that point we were looking at games like Octopath Traveler that did that, and a couple other ones. I don't remember what the other games were. But
Don't Starve was.
Oh yeah, Don't Starve was another one. It was a 2D mixed with 3D. Like the environment was 3D, but the assets and everything was 2D, and it was like hand drawn.
Wow, we are pretty close to the end of time.
Yeah.
We did it, guys!
So if we have any last questions before we adjourn here for the evening, and by the way, thank you everyone for joining us for our very first Twitch stream ever here at CCAD. And I actually want to do a soft golf clap for our team to sort of take the lead first. Yes. And I'm just going to imagine that all 12 of our viewers right now actually love it because I'm one of them.
There was 16 at
is
one
also
point.
clapping.
There was 16 at one point.
Yeah, no, we were really doing quite well. So again, thank you everyone for joining us. And if we have any last questions for our amazing creatives here, feel free to go ahead and ask them, get them out of your system so that we may be able to get you the answers that you desire. Otherwise, we will be wrapping up here.
Wow, 16?
Thank you.
16.
Yeah, there were 16 viewers at one point.
Oh, Twitch, watch out. Top streamers coming here.
Get out of here, Ninja, even though you don't stream on here anymore.
All right, y'all. Okay. All right, folks, so we are gonna shut it down, but we were so excited to have you all, and hopefully we will see you all tomorrow. I should know that off the top. I believe it's Oliver. So Oliver is.
I'm excited to see Oliver.
So it's going to be a fun-filled week where right at the end of crazy finals, we're still finding a way to keep it real and fun and enjoy ourselves. And I just want to say thank you again to the amazing team of Ghoul Scout. I'm going to put those names back up there so that I can properly credit the folks that worked really hard this semester. Again, mini golf clap, finger snap, fantastic work. We're out, folks. Thank you for joining us.